Hello and welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. Thanks for stopping by this channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. On this channel, we talk about all things home, home cleaning, home organization, real estate, anything home. And today, we're going to talk about some of those areas in our homes that just need a little touch up and the products that we use to make those things happen. Now, I've had this little incident since Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving? Maybe not Thanksgiving, around the fall time when I was doing all that decor. You guys remember? Well, anyway, I was out, I think, with my mom who was visiting, and we came across these little mats, or what I thought were like placemats. And so, that would be so perfect on this table. Isn't it lovely? Doesn't it pop right off of here? What I did not realize is, and I know you guys are probably thinking, why not? That with the holes that were in here, that you couldn't put hot plate on it. This is really decorative, for decorative purposes only. It wasn't really meant to be able to hold hot dishes or serve as a real placemat. So unfortunately, we found out the hard way and resulted in this discoloration of the table. Now, just to give you a backdrop, this table we've kind of had in our family for almost 18 years. This was one of the first pieces we bought for our first place after we got married. And it's kind of been with us for a little while. And it's held up pretty well. And so anytime something happens to it, we try to kind of fix it up so that we can prolong its life. And I had this product that I was using from Old English that I really loved. I thought it did a great job when things like this happen. But unfortunately, I couldn't find it at Walmart. But Amazon to the rescue. I was happy when I saw it online. So I did order it, and it came today, and I was excited to see it because I'm going to use it not just for here, but some other places in the home that could use a little refreshing. Now, what I love about this, I'm going to take it out so you guys can see it, and of course, I'll include the link in the description. This is an Old English product. It's called Scratch Cover for Dark Woods. You've probably seen it before. It's worked so well with so many other things. So here it is. Old English scratch cover for dark woods. So I really love it. It works really well. And so I'm hoping that it will do the same. So it says it protects and restores damaged wood. So we have a few areas on this set that we're going to tackle. We're also going to tackle our dresser upstairs and some spots that could use a little touching up. And we'll see how it all turns out. You guys ready to check it out? Let's do it. Before we start, I just wanted you to kind of get a close-up of the area that we're going to be treating. As you can see, you can almost see the pattern of what was there, right? Can you see it? So it really, the hotness just came and discolored the wood. And there are a few other places on the table where this happened, but just not as extreme. We have a little bit of what I consider heat damage here. And also, and also right here. So those are going to be areas that we look at, as well as like some of these things on like the edges of the chair. A lot of this is like wear and tear. This is an 18-year-old set, and we did move into this place and it got a few nicks on it. So we're not expecting miracles, but we do want to make it look as nice as possible to the naked eye. All right, so let's get started. Okay, guys, we are ready to get to work. First, we have to open the bottle. It's one of those push down and turn. This keeps it from spilling. And opening these things always makes me feel like, am I the child here? Sometimes it's not as easy. I'm going to use one of these microfiber cloths. It does say to use a clean, soft cloth. And of course, this is a stain, so it will not maintain its color. So this will probably just be designated the wood polishing, wood staining cloth from here on out. You guys know how it is. We all have one of those in our closet somewhere. So let's go right ahead. What I usually do is put it right on the cloth, just so. And once it's saturated, then I just rub it in. And let me bring the camera a little closer so you can see as I do it. I'm just rubbing it right in, and I rub it and rub it and rub it until there's nothing left on what I consider the cloth. All right, I still see a little discoloration, but see how it automatically, it's almost like disappears. We got a little bit more, just put enough to rub in there. And already, I just love how fast it works. I mean, you just rub it in. And of course I rub it a little bit around because it adds a little shine, so you don't want that to stand out. But it's looking pretty good. I still think a little bit more just to even it out in certain areas. But overall, we are looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Pretty impressive, right? So we'll leave that there. We may come back for a second coat, but we're gonna move to the next one. Okay, we have this smaller one over here. So once again, we're just going to saturate it and then take it, rub it right into the area where there's discoloration. I just like press it down and rub as hard as I can. And since that one wasn't as bad, it looks great almost instantaneously. Now we're going to just keep rotating around the table. Right here, these are all places where the placemats were. And we're just gonna follow that same process. Rub it right in, and it's like, it's new all over again. I just love this stuff. And it's easy. You can't beat easy, right? All right, I think we got all of the problem areas on the table. So we're gonna take a quick break and look at some of the chairs. All right, so before we get to the chairs though, I thought since I was already wiping the table, I would go ahead and just give the whole table a nice coat so that that mineral oil can kind of sink in and the shine would be even throughout the whole table. And so I was very happy about how it looked after giving the whole table a nice coat. Look at that shine. Now that the table was fine, it was time to go on to the chairs. So I dabbed some into the cloth and tried to rub it into those rough edges around the sides. I did see it darken a little bit, as you can see there, but it really wasn't restoring it necessarily back to its original color, but it was making the scratches look a little less pronounced. But it works well over the whole chair, so I decided to give it a little bit of coat there as well. Okay, then it was time for this chair here that had been damaged when we moved. So it really had taken out a big chunk, and I wanted to see if I could darken it a little bit so it wouldn't be, you know, so noticeable. As you can see, it's obvious that it's still there, but it did darken it a little bit to add a little bit of a camouflage, but nothing too drastic. So I was content with that for now. And besides, it was time to make our way upstairs. Also another piece of furniture that we purchased shortly after we got married. So this is probably 17 years as well. We've had it all this time. I'm kind of a fan of it. I haven't gotten tired of it. But I have kind of mistreated it a little bit. When you look at the top, a lot of the damage to this wood came from like putting hair products and things that sat and then kind of lifted the color of the wood off of it. Some of it was maybe leaving something that had water or sitting on it too long. And so we're going to see if the stain works up here. It's not a miracle worker, but it may be able to just camouflage some of the light spots on top of here. So we're gonna try it out now. Okay, so here's your close-up look at the dresser top. As you can see, there's some little imperfections that have been caused by my own doing, and we're just gonna see what we could possibly do to just make it look a little better, even if we can't repair it completely. Okay guys, so you see problem area number 1. I have put some oil right here. We're just going to try to rub it in. Rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. Okay, it's still light, but it's darkened, okay? You may be subtle, but I can see that it's darkened. Also, sometimes what I do is put the stain on it. And we're gonna let it sit a little bit on the spot before we rub it in. And since there's another one nearby, we're going to do the same here. We're just going to put a little oil right on the spot. And since we've discovered this method, let's just do that with this piece as well. Now I will say that this one actually feels a little rough to the touch, like the varnish or whatever was really lifted. Like the texture is off on this one, but we're still going to just let the stain sit on it a little bit. Already from just doing that, you can see that it's improving. So we're going to let that sit over there for a few minutes. So I have it on there, just saturating inside, and we'll see what happens. I see some over here. That's the thing about these pieces of wood. They're just, you know, you just want to make sure the surface looks as seamless as possible. So while we're waiting, hey, check out this little picture of me from 1986. I'm a Halley's Comet. Grew up in South Boston, Virginia. Love that photo, 1986. So that means I was like 7 there. How cool is that? All right, enough of memory lane. Let's go back to our original area here. The good thing about this, I mean, I put a lot, but it's okay because I like to rub it in the whole surface anyway, because it does add a little bit of a shine. And so you want to spread that through just like we did downstairs. So we're just rubbing it in. It is darkening. It is darkening. I mean, of course you can still see that it's lighter than the wood, but it's getting richer and richer. And so it's a big improvement. I'm not sure if the camera is picking up the improvement as much as I can see to the naked eye, but back here, it looks better. Looks better. And then here's another one of those examples. Like, this is clearly my fault. I remember I had a bottle and my husband said to me, "Are you sure that should be on the dresser like that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll move it." Yeah, when I moved it a couple of days later, this ring was here. So I had to take full accountability. So like I said, this like literally went through like the texture, like peeled off what was there. So that's one of the limitations of this scratch. Like, this is beyond a scratch. So it's not going to bring back what's not there. You see, this is down to the actual wood. But it does darken it a little bit so that it's not as stark. So even though these spots have not disappeared, they are darker. They're not as bright. And for now, we'll take that. But what we'll continue to do is add the stain periodically and see if it will eventually darken over time. But for now, we're satisfied with what we've done. And it's my job to make sure I don't put anything else on this dresser that will cause it any more harm or damage. But, you know, hey, after 17 years, I'm proud that most of the damage I did was within this last year, believe it or not. But here, that's what we have. That's the final product. Not too bad there. Not too bad here. Still trying to see if I can get a little darker. But now pretty much we have an idea of what the Old English scratch cover for dark woods can do. It's definitely ideal for wood discoloration, maybe from putting something hot on the surface or slight small scratches. But anywhere where you've actually kind of dug into the wood a little bit, it does not work as well. You probably need some type of wood repair and then like some type of varnish or something on it to repair it. But it does help darken it a little bit, as we've seen here in the bedroom. So it's a great product for certain things, but it's not a miracle worker. So you have to be realistic about what you expect for it to do. But, you know, I was really happy about what happened downstairs in our little, you know, breakfast nook area. And that was really the main reason I got it. I was actually just crossing my fingers that it would work in other areas. But this is a good product. I would recommend it. No, it's not a sponsorship type thing, just a practical thing that it's good to have in the home when you have dark woods, and I'm sure they have it for other finishes. So try it out. I'll put the link in the comments, in the description rather, and you can check it out for yourself. Order it on Amazon. Pretty inexpensive. I think I paid under $6 for this. But furniture's expensive. And so whatever we can do to preserve it, it's worth it, and this bottle will last us for years, and so we'll have it around for a little while. And of course, we love the nourishing mineral oil, which is why we just go ahead and spread it over the whole surface, even when we're doing a little spot covering, because it gives this shine that lasts 4 days, and we love that. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and like the video. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you back in the next video very soon. Take care, everybody.